vanishing wilderness of nature's world in this 20th century, vanishing lands, vanishing species, there is a handful of success stories. None is brighter than the return of the bald eagle from the edge of extinction. In Alaska alone, there are now more than 30,000 eagles, and nowhere does that proud bird find a friendlier haven than on one spit of land. Jerry Bowen has been there.
If you're looking for majestic eagles soaring on the wind, eagles regally holding court, or not so regally stuffing themselves, there's no better place than Gene Keen's backyard. Bald eagles of every kind here, grizzled veterans, brown-headed youngsters, even gimpy ones. Gene Keen, the eagle lady of Homer Spit, feeds them all.
Pete's only got 1 foot, and Pirate's got a stiff leg.
Homer Spit is a rocky finger of land stretching out in Kachemak Bay, safe harbor for the fishing fleets, safe haven for the sea otters, and for 66-year-old Gene Keen. For 12 years, she's lived in the comfortable clutter of Alaskan bric-a-brac, watched the eagles perched on the oil tanks and the piles of Alaskan timber bound for Asia, and made her own pact with nature.
We've taken a lot away from all of our wildlife. Their nesting areas and their feeding areas, and I just feel in the wintertime, when the going gets tough for them, that they can use a helping hand.
So she feeds 400 eagles a day, along with scores of freeloading seagulls. Feeds them hundreds of pounds of freezer-burned cod and herring, donated by her boss down at the fish processing plant. And she works alone, driving and loading, thawing and cutting, 6 hours a day, 7 days a week, all winter long. All Alaskan winter long.
You see her 50 below, out there feeding those birds. Pretty concerned with the birds and their well-being.
One year, I had a broken leg, and they didn't come until after I put the food out the 1st of January. And that kind of worked on crutches that year.
The one-time rodeo trick rider and truck driver hauls up the driftwood for the eagles to rest on, puts up the signs to keep the tourists back. And when her right arm wears out, she becomes a lefty.
I'm kind of a tough old broad, though, Jerry.
And even though feeding wildlife is officially frowned on, an exception's been made for her, especially since the Valdez oil spill.
We had probably 150 known eagles, that succumbed due to oil this summer. So in a sense, she's perhaps atoning for some of the problems we've caused in the past.
A few people say it's gotten out of hand. Too many eagles, too much of a mess.
The seagulls don't carry 5-pound fish heads around and drop them around in people's yards. The eagles do that.
The feeding frenzy doesn't end till the middle of April or the 1st of May. That's when the warm weather comes back to Homer Spit, and the eagles go back to their nesting grounds around the bay, and once again start fending for themselves. Until then, they have a good friend in Gene Keen.
When I look out there and see all these birds, knowing that they're not going to go to bed hungry, it's a lot of work, but there's a lot of satisfaction to it.
The eagle lady, maybe the toughest bird of them all. Jerry Bowen, CBS News, Homer Spit, Alaska.
And that's the news from our world tonight. Bob Schieffer will be here tomorrow, followed later by Saturday night with Connie Chung. Connie Chung will have the news Sunday just before 60 Minutes, and a special programming note. Paula Zahn joins our friend Harry Smith on CBS This Morning, Monday morning. Dan Rather, I'm going fishing, but I'll see you again Monday night. Good night.
This is CBS.